Highly rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 16th of March until the 23rd of March. So I think this is quite a big week actually. Your ruling planet Venus is a key player, highlighting your work and life balance, as well as trying to bring equality into your relationship. But there is this fated redirection in your daily routines, health, or potentially your work environment. And there's a great reset happening in your seventh house as well, which is the realm of committed partnership. I think it's not about rebalancing your daily life anymore. It's more to do with re-anchoring your daily life as well as your relationships. You aren't just organizing your life this week, you are making fundamental connections. But let's break it down so that we can understand where all these come from. So, first of all, we have got Mercury passing through North Node twice this week. The beginning of the week, Mercury is retrograde. At the end of the week, Mercury is already direct. It all happens in your sixth house. This is the area of life that deals with daily work, health, wellness, even pets as well. So you might want to think back to mid-February. Like maybe you had discussions about a new work schedule, a fitness plan, certain type of health treatment, but maybe you have abandoned the idea, something that might have gone quiet. And then on the 17th, this topic or these topics can return, but with a bit of twist. So you might receive a message, for example, from a former client or colleague of yours, or you get a text message from your fitness coach or a doctor. It's a karmic rewrite, basically. You are being asked to face a deep truth in how you function on a day-to-day basis so that you can finally move forward. And this is very much of a click. It's Pisces, so often it's an intuitive hit. It gives you that aha moment, and then you realize that a piece of information or a detail is actually missing. And then finally, that details come to you so that you can start what is happening. You can start seeing what is happening. The sun is highlighting your sixth house as well, makes a sextile to Uranus. And that happens on the day when Venus and Jupiter are squaring also. And it really feels like that this might be a financial breakthrough. So the sun is still in the sixth house, which is representing routines here, but it is making that harmonious aspect to Uranus, which wants to bring breakthrough when it comes to your shared assets as well as secrets. So it might be an unconventional insight that you receive, for example, from the workplace, and then you want to act on it. Or maybe you get an unexpected attention, for example, from a financial partner. So this could be a career move as well. And then you start kind of like planning, you start looking at the details of that. Also, this could talk to us about an unexpected breakthrough, for example, in your diet as well as in your medical profile. Especially if you have been feeling a little bit more fatigue and stuff like that, this can actually boost your vitality. Now, you do need to be careful with Venus and Jupiter square because this could be a bit of an impulsive relationship spending. You know, Venus is in your seventh house, the house of relationships, squaring Jupiter in the 10th house, the house of career. So you might feel like that, yes, I gained a client, for example, a high profile client, and then it's kind of like a victory for you. Or you might feel like that it's a collaborative type of opportunity, but it's a square. So it might be coming with certain type of having to sacrifice things. And this might be also telling us that we have to be maintaining our financial boundaries a little bit because Venus is ruling your eighth house, and that's a financial house. Also, Venus is you. So you are being challenged by Jupiter, whether your views on partnership contracts are kind of like at the right place or not. So do I believe that this is the best contract, for example, work contract ever? and I want to be impulsive about it and I want to be signing that. We might be paying, for example, the price of that later on. So just be mindful about that. But also, we've got Isis and Apollo moving into your 10th house as well. And that's the restoration of your path. So, Apollo is trying to shine light on your true career destination. And Isis tries to help you reassemble your professional identity. Maybe after a period of time, kind of like feeling directionless or misaligned with your career. And maybe you're going to start going towards something that is more of a true fit. I mean, Jupiter is the ruler of your sixth house, which is also connected to career, of course. So this can give you a lot more exposure as well. Maybe you are ready to launch a project, for example. Maybe it's a book with Jupiter ruling your third house, and then you are expecting that it would sell better, because there is always a bit of a greedy side to Jupiter. And but also, this could be just leaving you with a bit of a fatigue, for example, the increased workflow. But Eros moves into your 10th house this week as well, alongside with Jupiter, Apollo, Isis being there. So, of course, this is the house of career. There is a massive attention. It's kind of like falling in love again with the career path, for example, or I want to be committing to a new creative project, or I've got a goal and I'm super passionate about it. So you can have these really great ideas connected to work. And I would say that potentially even this could talk to us about uh, you wanting to kind of like win over your clients, for example, and then you are going to be a little bit more caring and charming. So you might even change the way you work with people. Not to mention that we've got this Mars and Jupiter trine happening this week as well, and this is truly a powerful type of combination. This is kind of like a promotion aspect. So if you are self-employed, I would use this day to promote something. Mars is actually your financial planet also. So this could be a good day to boost sales. It could be a good day to, for example, tackle or launch a daily health challenge, or to start organizing certain type of work projects as well, or you want to be asking a change in your status, asking for promotion, asking for pay rise. Because now the planet of action is really supported with the planet of luck, basically. And it's a natural trine, so it might not be something that we have to push too hard. Actually, they might start seeing, for example, that you are genuine or you deserve the promotion and so forth. So there is that winning element here. Maybe this is also about you finding the perfect system that works for your physical body. On top of that, with the Saturn and Neptune conjunction in your seventh house, which is going to be highlighted by the sun, this is a great reset in your relationship department. So if you feel like that something didn't work in the relationship, let's say intimacy, or I'm unable to trust my partner, or we want to strengthen somehow the bond between the two of us, then maybe we're going to have to start working on that. Or you are ready to somehow merge your financial and relationship dreams with more of a structured plan, and then we're going to become a lot more committed to each other. Now, because we've got the Juno and Uranus trine as well, that's also a financial merger, or potentially I want to be selling a property, and then I want to be renting out the property, and then we are ready to sign the contractual agreements. Or on top of that, this could even indicate such thing that we are going to move together. For example, if you are just dating someone. I can imagine with that Juno and Uranus trine that you might actually make a kind of like a settlement plan with your parents, or we discuss inheritance matters, for example. But it really feels like this is more of not like stabilizing the relationship, having to see whether the relationship with these people, either it's a romantic relationship, business partnership, or parent, but what's the core power of that? And therefore, it is, I would say that it's about healing certain type of connections within your life. Now, I would like to remind you that I think it's important that you listen to the general forecast because potentially I'm giving you the dates, the degrees in there, and the most sensitive aspect of the week for you is the one that triggers your natal chart. So that's why I would be referring back to that. I understand it's a 42-minute video and it might be a little bit longer and we are squeezed with times, but that's how you benefit the most. I think definitely it could also talk to you about that this week workplace might be making you a little bit more emotional as well. Or you might feel like that you are, you having to make a decision about a career move, but maybe at the beginning you feel like that you don't have the clarity. Maybe your emotions can cloud your judgment a little bit. The sun actually moving into the seventh house, which is always a clarifying factor, represents the friends in your life. So maybe they are able to give you very valuable piece of advice. But I think business and career matters, especially if you are involved in certain type of publicity, for example, then it could succeed this week. So that's why I'm kind of like pushing you to launch, for example, if you have written a book or, your teaching platforms or whatever it is, because that could really succeed. And it can give you quite a lot of popularity as well. So I would take advantage of that, especially if your aim is to boost your career department. So this week is about achievement and success. On top of that, I would say that the strong sixth house is still talking to you about having to be efficient. And often what we do with the sixth house is that we just work extremely hard. So, but what could be very important is to learn to focus, to be driven. And it's not always that easy with Pisces. Sometimes we have to just cut out the background noise, the chit chat. The colleagues are kind of like carrying out behind our backs, not necessarily gossiping, but it distracts us and then we cannot get the work done. So, this might be even a little bit of an invitation of finding the balance between work and life, spending a bit of quality time together with the partner, but at the same time having to focus on your work as well so that you can be as productive as possible. So good luck, Libra, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.